All right. Let's not kid ourselves. Change ain't comfortable. Change doesn't knock politely. It kicks down the damn door. And it ain't patient either. It doesn't wait for your schedule to clear up. Now let's talk about something most folks spend their whole lives avoiding: responsibility. Do what you say. Not the kind that's printed on a job description or whispered in a relationship argument. I'm talking about radical responsibility. The kind that changes the shape of a man's life. The kind that strips away your excuses, your stories, your blame, and leaves you standing face to face with the truth. See, here's the lie we're fed. It's not your fault. Ain't. Maybe the cards you were dealt were unfair. Maybe your dad walked out. Maybe the world let you down. And maybe, just maybe, you deserve to be bitter. But let me ask you this: what's that bitterness doing for you? Do what you say. How's that blame helping you build a better future? Radical responsibility doesn't mean everything is your fault. It means everything is your move. You stop waiting for someone to save you. You stop blaming the economy, your childhood, your ex, your boss. You stop pointing fingers and you start building a damn ladder. You start asking better questions. Not, why me? What now? Not, who hurt me? But what can I learn? You see that the obstacle is not in the way. The obstacle is the way. You stop expecting a map and you start making one. Now that ain't easy. It's hard as hell to look at yourself and say, I made this mess. It's hard to admit that maybe, just maybe, you've been sabotaging your own progress with comfort, with complaining, with compromise. But growth doesn't come from easy. Growth comes from ownership. You own your mornings. You own your attitude. You own your time, your habits, your choices. Even the small ones that don't seem like they matter. Because they do. Because every time you show up, every choose to act instead of react, you're telling life, I'm in control now. I see when you take radical responsibility. Do what you say. You shift from being a victim to being a creator. You're not waiting for things to happen. You're making them happen. And that shift, do what you say. That's where freedom lives. That's where confidence gets built. What'd you say? That's where regret dies and fulfillment is born. But here's the trick. Radical responsibility doesn't yell. It doesn't wave a banner. It whispers what you say. It's that quiet moment when no one's watching and you still do the hard thing. When you apologize first. When you show up without being asked. When you admit you were wrong, not because you lost, but because you grew. Most people think power comes from control, controlling others, controlling circumstances. But real power, it comes from self-control, from the ability to say, no matter what's happened to me, I choose what happens next. And that choice, that's where your life starts to change. Not next year, not someday, but now, this minute, this breath. Responsibility doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't need applause. It just walks in the room and gets to work. People idea of transformation until it asks them to do something boring, something repetitive, something that doesn't feel like or fireworks or motivation or magic. They want the breakthrough without the grind, the result, the ritual. But real change, it doesn't come wrapped in glitter. It comes in a plain, brown box labeled discipline. Discipline ain't sexy. It doesn't make headlines. It doesn't trend. But it shows up every single day, long after the hype has died. Long after motivation packed its bags and left you alone at 6 a.m. with a cold floor and a tough decision. See, do what you say. The reason most people don't change isn't because they're lazy. It's because they're chasing magic. They're waiting for some massive shift, a job offer, a sign from the universe. Do what you say. A Monday morning when they finally feel ready. But here's the true thing. You're never going to feel ready. You just have to start moving. Discipline is quiet. It's waking up when you said you would. Do what you say. It's making the call you don't want to make. It's doing the reps, reading the book, writing the page, eating the meal that fuels your future instead of your craving. It's brushing your teeth, even when nobody's watching. It's the way you treat yourself when no one's there to give you credit. And the wild thing, the results don't show up right away. They never do. You eat clean for 3 days, and the mirror still looks the same. You go to the gym for a week, and the weights still feel heavy. You journal for 5 mornings straight, and your mind still feels messy. That's when people quit, because they think the work isn't working. But what they don't see is that discipline is a deposit. Do what you say. You're building compound interest on a future you haven't met yet. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And systems, they're built out of discipline. Action at a time. One brick at a time. Stack enough bricks, and you build a foundation strong enough to hold up a new version of you. Now, Don't confuse discipline with punishment. This ain't about suffering. It's about choosing. It's about choosing what you want most over what you want right now. That's power. That's maturity. That's you stepping into your life like you mean it. And here's the beauty of IDIG. Discipline creates freedom. Not the fake kind, the scrolling at 2 a.m. kind, but real freedom. The freedom of energy, of clarity. Do what you say, of confidence that comes from knowing you showed up, from knowing you didn't flinch when it got hard, from knowing you kept your word to yourself. Most folks are out here looking for shortcuts, but there are none. There's just the path and the walk. You lace up your shoes and you walk it every day, whether you feel like it or not, whether it's raining or shining, whether anyone claps or no one even notices. You keep showing up, not because it's magical, but because it works. There's a moment in every person's life when they realizing pleasure's easy, purpose is earned. Pleasure knocks on your door with a smile and a quick fix. It offers comfort, escape, and instant gratification. It feels good in the moment, but when the lights go off and the room gets quiet, it doesn't leave you full. It leaves you hollow. See, pleasure is loud. It's the fast food. It's the fast food. The endless scroll. The hit of dopamine that doesn't cost much up front, but always charges interest later. It gives you a break, but never builds your soil. Purpose, on the other hand, whispers. It doesn't beg for your attention. It waits for your commitment. It asks for effort, sacrifice, sweat. But it's the only thing that fills you up without leaving a debt behind. Most people spend their lives chasing pleasure and wondering why they still feel empty. They try to fill the void with noise, with entertainment, with distractions that don't ask anything of them. Do what you say. But here's the deal, meaning doesn't come easy. Do what you say. It comes from doing the things you don't want to do in the moment, but you know you have to do in order to live with yourself. Purpose is waking up when you'd rather sleep in. Do what you say. It's staying when you'd rather leave. It's saying no when everyone else is saying yes. It's doing the work, especially when no one's watching. Because you know it matters, even if no one's clapping. You see, pleasure lives for the now. Purpose plays the long game. Pleasure says, take the shortcut. Purpose says, build the road. Pleasure fades. Purpose roots. Do what you say. And the difference between a life that just feels good and a life that is good, it's found in the choice between those two voices. Pleasure is often convenient. Purpose is almost always inconvenient. Pleasure lets you off the hook. Purpose holds you to your potential. One gives you a break, the other gives you becoming. You want to change your life in a week? Start asking yourself different questions. Not would feel good right now, but what would matter 5 years from now? Not what's easy, but what's right? Not do I want in this moment. But what do I want to become? That's the line in the sand. But that's the shift. You trade the buzz for the build. You trade relief for resilience. You stop asking how to be happy and start asking how to be useful, how to contribute. Do you say how to create something that didn't exist before you showed up? The world will offer you comfort on every corner. It will offer you the easy way, the painless path. Do what you say, the temporary thrill. But none of those things will hold you together when life starts shaking. Purpose will. Purpose is the spine, the root, the reason behind the resistance. You're not here just to feel good. You're here to do good. Do what you say. And sometimes that means choosing what hurts now so you can live with pride later. Change doesn't wait for perfect timing. It waits for your decision. In just 1 week, with radical responsibility, daily discipline, inner stillness, do what you say, and a commitment to purpose over pleasure, you can shift your entire direction. It's not about magic. It's not about luck. It's about showing up every day with intention. 7 days of honest effort can spark a lifetime of momentum. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start. One step, one choice, one day at a time. Because the life you want isn't out there. It's built in the moments you decide to own it